Sumba, Indonesia's forgotten island, and a place that time left behind. Arriving here, my first challenge was to find somewhere to stay. There wasn't much beside a couple of high-end luxury resorts, but after a bit of searching, I managed to find a local homestay, Sumba Sunset Surf. The owner, Petu, used to work as a lifeguard at the world-renowned Nihi resort. Here, he realised the potential of surfing for his people.
Sangat berharga untuk saya laut dari kehidupan saya selama saya masih kecil. Orang tua saya pelaut dan akhirnya saya juga pelaut. Mereka panggil saya dari Nihi. Ada owner Pak Claude suruh orang cari yang bisa renang, bisa di laut. Dan waktu itu saya tidak mau karena saya tidak tahu bahasa Inggris.
Oh iya.
Pak Claude, bos, dia mau cari orang yang bisa renang, yang bisa di laut. Ya, coba kamu kerja dulu. Waktu itu saya sangat senang, sangat bangga saya bisa kerja di Nihi. Yang awalnya saya tidak tahu bahasa Inggris. Disitulah saya membaca pengalaman-pengalaman tentang laut. Saya lihat orang surfing, ini apa? Kenapa mereka menghabiskan uang untuk datang untuk main selancar? Saya pikir, bisa mati. Untuk apa? Mereka suka selancar masuk di bawah lubang. Dan setelah saya masuk kerja di Nihi, di situ saya mengerti. Ya, mungkin saya coba untuk selancar, dan saya mau selancar juga. Dan di situ saya tahu rasanya selancar. Oh, ini yang namanya selancar. Kita merasa senang ketika kita dapat ombak, dan terus saya senang dan terus saya berusaha untuk selancar. Rasa ombak ini ada potensi banyak di Pulau Sumba, memajukan ekonomi manusia.
Voted 5 times the best resort in the world, Nihi has also been highly controversial, especially among surfers. Here, only guests are allowed to surf the wave out front, and even they must book and pay for each session. I went to find out more from resort founder Claude Graves.
Do you think the state of surfing now, to surf good quality undercrowded waves, that's become, the way that things are now, that's a privilege that you have to pay for now?
Yeah, of course, it's come to that. There's too many surfers, not enough waves, and not many people are doing what you're doing, driving all over the place and still exploring, because it's hard work, and if you got a job and you've got responsibilities and you got family and you got all of that, then yeah, what are you going to do? I'm an old guy. I've been surfing for 62 years. I remember the days when it was really soul surfing. You could go around and it was just a small group of people, and even if you didn't know anybody, everybody was on the same program. Then leashes came in, and then the surf industry started selling shit all over the countries and all over the world, and creating this dream and this vision of the surf lifestyle. All of a sudden everybody's like, Uluwatu's packed. Everywhere is packed. There's surf schools all over the place. And for me, I didn't want that. I didn't want to pay to go somewhere and have that. Some things have to be sacred now, and I got no time for people bagging me about, making a wave private. Those people, 10 years from now or 15 years from now, when they can afford it, will fucking come here and go, and I get this all the time, they go like, I used to hate you, but now that I'm here and I see what's going on, I get it. I came in 1988 with my wife Petra, and we were on the mission looking, we were on a round the world trip looking for a place to build this resort here.
Yeah.
My wife is German. She was a skier, but not a water person. You know, so everywhere I take her for, if I wanted to do a surf trip, like G-Land and a few other places, they were all pretty awful. They were all like surf slums, for sure. You know, she said doesn't want to do it anymore. She'd be, you know, of course, sick on the beach while I'm out trying to have fun. And it's not fun when your partner is, you know, miserable, so you can't really clear that out of your head. So I thought, well, it's time. It should be a place where both parties can connect and have a place to go. You know, the right place was going to be a place where there was no tourists and still like a intact culture that wasn't, you know, affected by white people. You know, we needed something with contours. I needed something with cliffs on each end to keep everybody out and to keep the integrity of everything. You know, I knew wherever we were going to have to control it. Beach quality, sand quality was really important. Had to have a channel so you could get out with boats. So we were very specific, didn't want a flat place. So what was out was like Tahiti, Fiji, Maldives, all of these places, small atolls. For me personally, they're boring. You know, it doesn't matter how good the surf is. If I can walk around an island and I'm back where I started in 40 minutes, I'm fucking bored, man. Yeah. So we had it all worked out. We just needed to find a place, you know. We found it after 2.5 weeks of hiking around. We hiked from Wanakaka up to the airport, camped along the way. I had a board, spear gun, snorkel stuff, dried food, cooking kits, 2 tents. At that time it was super tribal here, so there was 3 clans. They were all at war with each other. So we started with 4 guys at Wanakaka carrying all the stuff. We get to like their boundary and they wouldn't go in. We have to get another 3-4 guys to go to the next boundary and then the next one, and kind of leapfrogged our way down up the coast. To build a resort didn't take long. It took a couple of years, but I couldn't build until I, you know, had the land, at least confident that I could get the land sorted. There's hundreds of landowners. So I had to deal with a clan first, and then within the clan, who actually owned what. People arguing there, they inherited land from the father, 3 brothers. They think they know, but they're thinking collective until there's money, and then they're thinking like, whoa, that's mine, that's yours, that's yours. And the argument starts. So yeah, it was interesting, it was tedious, and it took a long time. It was 12 years, yeah. First we were camping on the beach in front of the boathouse, and then I built just this funky little hut. You know, it was like this, no walls, dirt floor, gravel sand floor, 3-stone fire pit for a kitchen, you know, and I had a Zodiac, and I had a 4-wheel drive. The closest we could get was up by the school, about 3 Ks away. And so we didn't go out much, you know, focused on getting the land, walking around to the different villages, talking with all the landowners. But every morning we'd go out, go fishing, be back by 7:30 with a boatload of fish. Couldn't eat it all, you know, send it up to the villages for goodwill. And we're just eating raw fish and cooked fish and rice, man. There was nothing else. You know, we had to dig into the creek to get fucking water out of there, dry creek bed. You know, pump it through filters and put them in the solar bags. Overall, it was the best time we've had here. You know, just surfing all day, fishing, exploring on land and exploring on, we had a little Zodiac. We'd go up and down the coast. But it was when we started bringing people down here, like 1993, started doing some land clearing and everything. They came in with the malaria, infected all the mosquitoes down here. And mate, I've had malaria 34 times. I've been in a coma, shipped up to Singapore, I broke in Singapore, I didn't even know where I was. So it's bad news, you know, and there was no way we were going to be able to open a resort under these conditions. So I had to solve that malaria problem. There was a lot of issues we had to solve, thus the Sumba Foundation. You know, if we're going to do it for ourselves, we're going to do it for our neighbors. once we opened, I started recruiting our guests. I had little notes in the room. You know, hey, we got this water project going on. It's just up the road, a couple Ks. You know, it's going to cost this much. You want to help us help the people here? And it started steamrolling like that. Donations went from $100 to $300 to thousands, you know, like 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000. And all of a sudden, within 2 years, we were generating 650,000 US every year, donated by the hotel guest here. And that's the beautiful model of Nihiwatu here. We got clinics. I've got 3 doctors, 23 nurses just on that team. I got a whole nother malaria team. And we deal with all the stuff with malaria, leprosy, all the things the government can't do. We had to teach these guys English here, some of them Indonesian. So I'm doing that so that there is a core group of people that are employable on this island for the next generation of resorts that are coming.
Waktu itu saya sangat senang adanya Nihi. Luar biasa, kami orang yang tidak punya pendidikan, tidak sekolah, kami tetap bekerja di sana. Itu bagi saya sangat berterima kasih, bangga kepada owner pertama, Pak Claude. Tetapi setelah itu Pak Claude ganti owner, yang Nihi ganti ownernya, ganti pemilik dia, dan di situ saya keluar karena tidak sesuai dengan saya, dan karena di situ juga banyak negatif dalam aturan, ya, bahwa mungkin harus ada $100 per surfer, harus bayar. Menurut saya tidak bagus setelah saya mengerti tentang selancar, karena orang lokal sendiri tidak bisa pergi selancar di sana, karena kami tidak bisa menikmati ombak di sana, padahal ombak di Sumba ini adalah ombak kami, orang lokal.
You know, we always used to have it, if you booked a room and you got in, you got one surf slot with the room until the 8 were saturated or the 10, and then tough luck. So people were like buying their slots years ahead so they could be sure they were coming. The resort decided to add a surcharge to go out there. What can I say? You know, but you get some perks with it, you know, boat trips and jet ski assist and all this stuff that goes with it, you know.
Untuk ombak pribadi, saya berpikir pemerintah harus lihat ini, harus melihat ini. Tidak boleh bikin ombak pribadi, karena ketika mereka bikin ombak pribadi, karena mereka itu bukan milik mereka.
I had no interest in either staying or paying to surf at Nihiwatu. Instead, I spent the most valuable currency of any traveller, respect, and asked Petu where I might be able to find some more secluded waves. This is what I came here for, after all, and Petu was more than happy to share. The only price I had to pay was the cost of getting down there myself.
Guilty now, I wonder what's wrong. What's it